All right, and we're live. Hello, my friends. My name is Evelyn Joy, and welcome back to my channel. This video, I'm going to be honest with you, gardeners and those who love gardening and dream of gardening will understand me in this video. And if you're not a gardener, you've never gardened, you're not interested in gardening, this video might not be the best one for you because I'm going to be gushing about my plans and my excitement for gardening for this season. Now, I'm a fourth year gardener, so I have a little bit under my belt, still learning, but I want to share some. To me, these are treasures, some treasures with you. So first off, for $5 at Dollar Tree, yes, Dollar Tree is having $5 and $3 items now because of inflation. But I got this amazing, beautiful notebook, and I'm taking all sorts of notes in it, but I made some garden plans in here. So I've been drawing out some garden plans. Now, my main garden seed box that I painted a few years back, I had lost this and I didn't know where it was. So I had bought more seeds. I've started my garden. I'm not done yet, but I have more seeds. So I'm going to share with you the seeds that I knew where they were. And then my husband's at work night shift. My 4 kids are in bed, and I just looked everywhere they could possibly be. And the last place I looked is where I finally found them. So they're in the bottom of a bookshelf indoors, covered up by a table. So it was basically like finding buried treasure, finding my treasure box, my trove of seeds. So anyway, I'm going to show you all of my many seeds collection that I have. So again, if you're not a gardener or interested in gardening, this video is probably boring for you. If you're a gardener, you get it. Okay. So I just got these ones, which are colorful sunflowers at Walmart. I don't know if I'll use them this season, but I'll definitely use them sometime. Sweet corn. I've grown corn successfully before, but it wasn't sweet corn, so it wasn't good to eat. Like it was chewy and stuff. So sweet corn is what we buy at the grocery store. So I figured I would try growing sweet corn. I am going to be growing that. Marigolds are an excellent companion plant. I've already planted quite a few, so this is going to be for next year. I got different kinds of cucumbers. I do have a few cucumbers that are just starting to sprout in the garden. I've got these are bush beans. So I've got some containers that I'm going to be growing in. So I may be using these bush beans in there. I've got a bunch of carrots. I like using carrots for ground coverage in any area where I have extra spaces. I like putting carrots. This is basil. I do have some basil growing in containers. This one is sweet Italian basil. I may grow this. I have an idea of some spots where I'm going to grow it as well. So yeah, some of them say container variety. Those are the ones that are more shallow roots, I'm guessing. So then I've got more marigolds, basil. So these ones were only 25 cents at Dollar Tree. That's why I have so many, because you want to stock up when it's in stock, because when everyone else is buying their seeds, it's sold out everywhere, right? So Scarlet Nantes are the ones that are the bigger kind of carrot that are sold at Dollar Tree. Anyway, the ones that say half size or dwarf size, don't get those. I like getting the mammoth sunflowers because I like my sunflowers to be over 6 feet tall, huge, gigantic, the size of taller than me, the size of my head. I love it. So yeah, I've already started using some of these. These are bush beans, green beans. Now there's pole beans that are green beans that grow on a trellis or on poles. And then there's bush beans that grow in bushes. So I wanted to get some Roma tomatoes because it's actually hard to find started Roma tomatoes. I currently have one, but if I need to start some from seed, I wanted to have some seeds on hand. So I bought this at Walmart for $2. So yeah, and then I've got some basil. So anyway, a lot of these were 25 cents each, except for a couple of them that were, from Walmart for $2 a packet. All right, so that's this box. Again, if you don't garden, you might not be interested in this, but this is like, oh my goodness, this is fun for me. Planning, I love it. So let's go through this box right here. This is helping me too to see what I have in stock so that if I'm at the store and I want to buy some more, I have so many seeds, but I love it. I love having plans, you know. All right, so some of these are open. I've been using them, but these are Mammoth sunflowers, like I already showed you. Marigold seeds from Dollar Tree, but it's like $1.25 for the whole packet because it's, you know, there's a lot in there. I already planted one of these packets. So yeah, I haven't decided yet which squash I'm going to grow. So what I have to do is I have to grow the corn first. I need to get it started soon. I'm not sure if I'm going to start it in cups or if I'm going to just start it in the raised bed. But the corn has to be in like several rows. It can't just be one row because it has to cross pollinate, like when the wind blows and they bump up against each other and stuff. So I need to make a pretty big raised bed of corn. Then the corn needs to be knee high by the 4th of July. And then you plant the the pole beans next to them so that they'll grow up the corn as it grows. And then you plant the squash, whichever squash you choose, as the ground coverage. So yeah. And you may want to plant some marigolds in there to ward off the squash bugs. All right. So those are called the 3 sisters, but there's a 4th sister if you want to add marigolds. There you go. I got cantaloupe seeds. These are jumbo, and then I got sugar baby watermelon, which are smaller watermelon, but they're great for growing on a trellis. So I haven't planted those yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I already opened these pole beans. I've been using them. Lots of sugar snap peas I've been using. Sugar snap peas. Now, these ones I accidentally bought. These are the carrot half longs. Look, the half longs are going to be shorter carrots, so it's not worth it to me to plant those. So that's not awesome. These are the ones you want. You want the scarlet beans. Those are the longer, bigger carrots. But if anything else, I bought them so I could show you, I guess. I got some slicer cucumbers. I wanted to try some different ones. This one's more mammoth flower, more carrots. I'm going to look through here, see what I've got. I've got basil. Wow, I have a zillion basil. I have cilantro. I have a lot of cilantro. You'll notice that it says coriander. Cilantro. Sorry. The plant, when it's leafy, it's referred to as cilantro. When it flowers and goes to seed, the plant is then called coriander. That seed is called coriander. So coriander seed. And both the seeds and the leaves are used in seasoning. So if it goes to seed, you can save the seed for planting, and also you can use it for seasoning. I have only ever used the leaves of the cilantro for seasoning, but you can definitely use coriander seeds as well. Has the same flavor. All right. This is like opening a treasure box, guys. Tell me in the comments if you can relate. Okay. So I grew a lot of marigolds before. I'm a 4th-year gardener. These are yellow marigold seeds that I saved from my marigolds. So why have I been buying marigold seeds? Because I couldn't find my box. Okay, I've got different kinds of squash. I might make like a bag of just squash to choose from. All right. I like growing early yellow straight neck. I've grown them before and they were successful. Might grow those again. Radishes. I've heard that radishes can be companion planted in with squash and that it can be beneficial for just the smell, like deterring the squash bugs. Now, I don't know how effective it is. Maybe not that effective, but it's worth a shot, you know. Basil, green beans, lots of good stuff. I've also got some loose cantaloupe and watermelon seeds in there. I've got some loose cilantro seeds, also known as coriander. Wow, I have like a zillion in there. And let's see, we're going to look through and see what we've got. Bunch of cilantro. This whole bag is cilantro and basil. Okay. Black turtle beans. So if I want to grow some black beans, also got some cabbage. Ooh, looky here. Butternut squash. Ooh, okay. These are little heirloom squash that have more resistant vines to the zucchini. I mean, to the squash bugs. It's like a little round zucchini. These are like those big, huge squash that like, okay, the reason I have some of these seeds is if we ever have another like pandemic type situation or a Great Depression type situation or something, and the main thing is I need to grow food for my family to eat because we either don't have money for food, there's no food on the grocery shelves or whatever. This is the kind of stuff I'm going to start planting, which is like huge squash. Like if I have bellies I need to feed, I need to have stuff like this on hand. Heaven forbid that happen, but Great Depressions have happened before in this country, you know. They give me some free seed, which are these neat carrots and mammoth gray striped sunflower. Look how huge that is. Ooh, I should grow one of those. That looks amazing. I've got some cucumber, some green beans. Now, it's nice to have extras on hand for future years because you never know. The pandemic, in some states like Michigan and stuff, they closed down gardening sections. And so, like, when you need to feed your family, it's nice to have your gardening supplies already on hand. Maybe I'm hoarding a little bit, but it feels nice to have it on hand in case I need it, you know? So yeah, so here's another kind of squash that looks interesting. This one is a honey boat squash and it's a winter one. So I wonder, I haven't had a winter garden before. These are dark zucchini squash. I think I might grow some of those. Dark green zucchini. I'm going to set some of that aside because I think I do. If I ever want to grow pumpkin, again, in the off chance that something happens and I need to grow food for my family, you know, pumpkins is another thing. Potatoes is a good one. Now, you won't see me having little seeds of potatoes because seed potatoes is a potato with sprouts on it. And I have those upstairs and I'm planning on growing them both in the ground and containers to compare notes as to which one worked better. Oh, good. I do have some Roma tomatoes. So now I have double. That's awesome. Roma tomatoes. The good thing is, okay, these are beefsteak tomato seeds. Red cherry tomatoes. So I've got Roma. Oh, look at this. Dollar Tree has sold Roma seeds in the past. And they're container variety. I didn't know there's container variety Roma seeds. That's interesting. Oh, purple Russian tomato. So there you go. I'm going to put all these tomato seeds back in here so I don't lose any. But it's awesome to have these on hand. Learning to grow tomatoes from seed is something, again, I need to work on. Growing them from seed inside is difficult and like acclimating them to outside, but growing them directly outside, I think would be a lot easier probably. So yeah. My pet rabbit is down by my feet. So I've got a bunch of crimson sweet watermelon seeds. I've also got strawberry watermelon. So that's interesting. Don't judge me for having such a hoard. I didn't know I had this box. Well, I didn't know where it was. Sorry. I knew I had it. I didn't know what all was in here. I am loving that I have all this though, because in future years I have it on hand. These are some beans I've saved from when I've grown beans. I just saved them so I could grow them again, you know? And again, like things like, okay, beans, potatoes, squash, corn. These are ways that people survived the Great Depression, is feeding their families with what they grew, you know? And I'm growing those skills and teaching my kids those skills, because even when I, heaven forbid, am dead and gone someday, maybe my kids will go through some sort of situation where they'll be in need of growing their own food. You never know. All right, so it looks like these are a lot of sugar snap peas, pretty much a bag full of sugar snap peas. Love that. I love growing sugar snap peas. Now, they do like colder weather, but they grow pretty well on a trellis. And my kids, okay, sugar snap peas, strawberries, blackberries. I'm growing a lot of blackberries outside. Oh, look, I've got blueberry seeds. That's interesting. No. Oh, tiny blueberry seeds. And then I've got some watermelon seeds in here too. I saved some cherries, like from cherry seeds from cherries. I've actually like cherries that I ate. So here's the deal. I wouldn't want a cherry tree in my backyard, but I could that's another thing I could do with these seeds. If I needed an extra income, right? Heaven forbid if there's like a Great Depression or something, I could start plants. Like, for example, I bought a Roma tomato plant for $8. It was like this big, from a little girl who's 8 years old, that she was learning how to like start her own business, grow her own little plants. Ooh, this is all moldy. I'm going to throw this away. These are sunflower seeds I saved, and apparently they were moist. Oh, sorry about that, guys. At least you didn't have to smell it like I did. I've got more cherry tomatoes. More cherry seeds, cherry pits. So here's the deal. I could start some like cherry trees and sell them, you know. Also, like, my garden's in the backyard. In the front yard, I've got patches where there's no grass growing, and I was thinking of growing mint there. Now, you don't want mint in your garden beds, but you can grow it in a container. But by growing it in the front yard, I could also dig up and sell mint plants, because there's some people that sell mint plants as well. Now, mint spreads like wildfire, but I was thinking in my front yard, in the patches where I've just got like no grass growing, I could just plant a mint plant, and it would spread. It would make it green there, and you can cut it with your lawnmower and everything, and it makes it smell nice. And you can like cut the mint leaves and make tea and use it in cooking and everything as well. All right, so I've got different bell peppers. So they gave me these free little carrots, but I probably wouldn't plant these. They're little itty bitty round carrots, unless I would maybe do these in a container. That might be a fun experiment. In a shallow container. Yeah, I could actually do that. Yeah, I could totally do that. I've got those stacking containers from Dollar Tree, and I've been thinking, like, what things have shallow enough roots to grow in there? I could do these itty bitty carrots in there. That might be kind of fun. I'm going to set these aside. What a cool idea. Now that's one that they gave me for free, this free seeds. All right, cool. So I've got some, ground cherries. I ordered these because I wanted to try growing ground cherries, but I haven't yet. I think I tried planting them and it wasn't successful at my old house, but I could try it again here. Maybe I could try it in a container. So I've got a lot of containers. I've got some green beans and eggplant in here. I grew eggplant successfully, but I don't like eggplant, so it actually went to waste, and I felt bad about that. Okay, so I've got lettuce and stuff. The thing is, lettuce and spinach in here. Here's my problem. Here where I live, it goes from freezing to way too hot, way too fast. So I don't really have time to grow like cold weather plants. That being said, I grow sugar snap peas because they're a little bit more tolerant than like the lettuce. The lettuce, I've grown it and it was so bitter because of the heat. So it was gross. So I didn't really eat it that much. This is the corn that I grew before and I still have some left. So that's good for me to see what I grew. I grew True Gold. Now, you know what I think? I think this corn is probably good to grow like if you have chickens or something, or chickens or pigs or whatever, and you feed the corn to them, or maybe it's good for canning. But I didn't fully understand what I was buying. I thought I was buying like corn on the cob to eat like humans eat. And it was a bit chewy for that. So now I have the sweet corn. That's what we buy at the grocery store. So I'm thinking that should be good. Kajari melon I've grown before and it was really successful. I might grow it again. I'm setting it to the side. Yeah. What do we have here? Asparagus seeds, collards, kale. See, I bought like a huge like packet of like a lot of seeds, and this is what came in there. Rutabaga. There's even a different kind of corn in here. Interesting. Good to have. Good to have. Oh, we have honeydew. Honeydew seeds. That's good to know that I have that. I might set that to the side. Also, like if you have a honeydew or a watermelon from the grocery store, you can just plant those seeds in your garden. You don't have to buy a packet of seeds. You can buy especially with melons, you can buy them at the store and just plant them and it works for real. Okay, so I've got broccoli seeds, again, with the cold weather. Spinach seeds, and lots of like different kinds of lettuce and stuff. The problem is the weather has to be right. Here it goes too fast from one to the other. All right, so I've got some yellow beans, mulberry. Rather than growing mulberry trees, I chose to grow thornless blackberry bushes. Oh, I've got some zinnias. I heard that they're good at attracting the bumblebees to your garden. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else I've got in here. I think this is flowers in this one. Zinnias and marigolds. Cool. I love me some marigolds. Marigolds are a great companion plant for all your tomatoes and all your different plants. Let's see what else we have in the bottom here. Oh, golly. It says here, peanut seeds and rainbow carrots. So let's open it up. All right, here's my peanuts. These are my peanut seeds. These are my rainbow carrot seeds. So I've got those that I ordered. I like the rainbow carrots. The individual carrots are not rainbows, but you get like a red carrot, a purple carrot, a white carrot, a yellow carrot, green carrot. It's pretty cool. What are these? Winter squash. These I've planted before. Purple turnips. They were yummy. Oh, I've got rhubarb seeds. And they're perennial. And I've got instructions on how to grow them. Rhubarb can be planted in soil directly or started in pots. I'm going to set that to the side because I'm real interested about that. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my seeds. This is like my treasure box, guys. Again, if you're not a gardener, you probably don't get it, but this is like my treasure box full of seeds. It's amazing. Love it so much. Mammoth striped flower. That looks amazing. All right, let's see here. I'm putting all my seeds away. Because I've been thinking I have a lot of containers to plant in, and I don't know exactly what to plant in them. I should set my radishes to the side as well. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to look at this. We're going to look at what we have. That I set to the side here. Okay. Oops. I missed a bag. Got to stick it in there. Okay. So I wanted to have my radishes because I'm going to grow those in containers. The mammoth gray striped sunflower, that will be very fun to grow. The squash, the butternut squash, I might grow some of that. Might grow some of these. Oh, this is the one that I looked up online, that this has the thicker stem that is, or maybe it has thorns on the stem, I don't remember, but it's resilient to the squash bugs. The squash bugs ruin your squash plants. It's awful. And so anything that can help deter them, like that has a thicker stem or whatever. I might grow some Kajari melons again. We'll see. Maybe some honeydew. I'm thinking these little carrots I'm going to grow in some of my stacking containers. I think I will. That'll be fun. Little carrots. Little round ball carrots. My kids might like that. And there's my dark green zucchini squash. So I'm going to arrange these. I'm going to go through some of these. I do want to grow some more colorful sunflowers. There's my sweet corn I'm going to plant. I'm going to move some of my things over to the other container. Let me see. I need to find my container variety basil because I'm already growing some, but I'm going to grow some more just for the heck of it. All right, actually, this is the regular Italian basil. I'm going to be growing that. I have a raised bed that I removed some pepper plants from there because that raised bed has a lot of roly-polies in it, and they were eating my pepper plants, but I noticed they're not eating my cilantro that's in there. So I might grow more like basil and cilantro in that raised bed if it seems like they're leaving those ones alone. So yeah, we've got lots of carrots and lots of marigolds. But again, those are really useful. These are useful things to have on hand because carrots and marigolds, I use them as fillers, like ground coverage. Okay, the marigolds attract the bees, and the carrots help with ground coverage, so you don't have to do as much of the mulching and stuff. So yeah, let me see what else I've got here. I'm setting the cantaloupe to the side, sending the sugar baby watermelon to the side. So all the ones I'm setting to the side, I'm going to put right here. I'm going to grow radishes for sure around. Now, radishes can grow in cold weather, but I think they can grow in hot as well. I'll have to read one of the seed boxes. I'm going to go ahead and put this. I have a lot of different containers. I might grow a lot of different kinds of squash. And what I can do is, since they're in containers, if one ends up getting attacked by squash bugs, I can like move it to the front yard or something so that it's away from the other squash plants. You know what I mean? I might put some slicer cucumbers over here. Let's see. Some bush beans. I'm attempting to grow bush beans in containers and see what happens, see how it goes. I'm also growing pole beans on my trellis, green beans on the pole. I just want to get as much green beans as I can. Green beans is another good food that's easy to grow a lot, and you can freeze it or you can can it. I prefer to blanch it and freeze it. That means you like boil it for a short time and then you freeze it after it cools off, because that's easier than learning to can and buying all the canning products and stuff. But yeah, I've got a lot of sweet basil. I might go ahead and plant quite a bit of basil in that one raised bed with all the roly-polies. I may grow some more coriander, cilantro. So yeah, I know this video is a little bit like rambly and maybe not that exciting for some people, but if you're a gardener, this might be exciting for you. I know I keep repeating myself, but this is so fun for me. And I thought I would just I'm going to be going through this anyway, and I might as well share with you my plans and my excitement and my knowledge as to things I've learned along the way. I currently have a lot of sugar snap peas planted everywhere. I think I'm done planting marigolds, maybe. We'll see. All right, let's see. Now, the half longs I could maybe do in some containers. I can maybe do the half longs in containers. What do you think? The carrots that I accidentally bought that are dwarf half longs. I can grow those in some containers. What do you think? I like me some scarlet names. Let's set the half longs aside. Set some half longs aside. Not all of them though, like maybe 3 packets. I don't know. What am I doing? I don't know. People gave me free containers to grow in, but a lot of the containers were not big enough to grow potatoes in. So I'm now kind of figuring out, what do I want to grow in containers? What do I want to grow in raised beds? Just experimenting, having some fun, you know? All right. Very cool. All right. This is my Pioneer Woman box. Over here's my not Dollar Tree, but Walmart school supply box. I'm going to go through and just look through and organize some of these real quick. So yeah, I've got Kajari melon. I'm going to try these squash that are supposed to be, they're small squash, but still I enjoy growing squash. But what I don't like is the squash bugs that ruin everything. And so I'm going to try my hand. Okay, I heard another idea that's an interesting concept. If you put maybe some like netting over your squash plant, then maybe the squash bugs won't show up and get to your plant. And then you just have to hand pollinate from the male to the female flower in order to get your squash, which is not that hard with squash flowers because they're so big. And then did you know, after you use the squash flower, you can eat it. It tastes spicy. I haven't tried one yet because in the past, I was not brave enough. I think I tried like a nibble before, but this year is the year I'm no longer afraid of trying flowers. I will totally eat them. Remember when we were kids and we would like eat grass or like pretend that we're whatever. Anyway, I'm going to grow some butternut squash. I think so. I would love to grow a ginormous mammoth sunflower, gray striped sunflower. There's this area in front of my house. I think I know where I'm going to grow some sunflowers. Okay. Cantaloupe. Going to grow some cantaloupe for sure. Sweet corn. Going to grow some. Might grow some of these colorful sunflowers. Might grow some zucchini. We'll see. In my littler containers, I think I'm going to grow these littler carrots. Kind of a fun idea. I'm going to grow some basil, some in containers and some in the ground. Got some basil. I like basil and cilantro for cooking. What I do is when I harvest the leaves, when I prune it back, I put the leaves into Ziploc bags and just stick it in the freezer. And when you're making a soup or you're cooking some meat or something, you can just stick the cilantro and the basil into the soup and it's perfect, right? I like when you don't have to learn to can or anything like that. I might grow some dwarf, what are these called? Oh, sorry, Danvers half long carrots. I might grow those because I have containers to grow in. These are bush beans. I'm going to try some in containers. I already got some that are starting to sprout. Sugar babies. These are smaller watermelons. But my issue with watermelons is if I have a lot of watermelons at once, okay, this may not be a problem for some people because you could sell the watermelons or give them away, right? But it's kind of nice to have a smaller size watermelon because it's more manageable. You can cut it up and eat it all in one day, you know. Bigger watermelons are fun too, though. All right, I've got slicer cucumbers. I've got some cucumbers just starting to sprout outside, but I may grow some more as well. We've got some yellow long neck squash. These are the crook neck ones. I want to see what the difference between these are. This one says summer squash. This one is yellow straight neck. So this is straight neck and this is crook neck. Now you know the difference between the two yellow squash. That's interesting. So I've grown this before. I haven't grown this before, but I want to try both. Since I have containers to grow in, I decided I want to grow squash in containers. See how it goes. I'm going to grow radishes in containers alongside the squash. See how that goes as well. All right. I may try my hand at growing peanuts and rainbow carrots. We'll see. We'll see. So fun. And then these are honeydew. I may grow some honeydew. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. This is rhubarb. I do want to learn to grow rhubarb. You know, I do. Anyway, so I've organized, sort of, if you want to call it organized. I've separated out a box of seeds that I would like to experiment with and try as I continue to grow things. Anyway, let me know your gardening plans in the comments. Do you enjoy gardening? Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.